there, I'm Victoria Phelps, and this is my virtual professional practice panel session. So a quick introduction of myself. I graduated from the electronic media program in 2018, so that's 2 years ago now. I am currently a senior in the Bachelor of Technical and Applied Studies program at UC Blue Ash, so I'll be graduating at the end of this month. I'll come back to talk more about that program later. I'm currently the production intern for the eMedia department, and I also do some freelance projects here and there, web design, photography. I'm still figuring out the whole freelance thing, but yeah, working a little bit on that. Some basic student success tips that I have for you all. Build relationships with your professors. I can't stress that enough. Inside of class, outside of class, even those you don't have class with. Your professors are your biggest allies. They really do care about you. And even though they're professors, they are people too. So they want to talk. Just make sure to be respectful. And if nothing else, just remember you are paying for their help, so you might as well take advantage of it. I'll also give you a few online learning tips in light of our present situations, because I actually attended an online public school from 3rd grade through my high school graduation, and I've taken many online classes through college now. So I'll just give you a few tips that have been helpful for me over the years. Don't slack. Just because you're at home and online doesn't mean it's easier. In a lot of cases, it's almost a little bit harder because some of the stuff you're having to teach yourself, depending on the course and how it's structured. So keep pushing yourself to do your best. Find a routine that works for you. Figure out what times of day work best for you. Plan out your week so you know what's happening when. Make sure you have a workspace that works well for you. It's usually good to not work in your bedroom if you can, just so you have that separation of, work and relaxing. Make sure to take breaks so that you can give your mind a break and work more productively when you are working. And if you get stuck or you don't understand something, ask for help. Just because you're at home and you're not seeing your professors face to face, they're still there to help you. Still reach out. Ask your questions when you have them. So as you near the completion of this semester, take note of where you are, what all you've learned this year, what technical skills you've learned, what other knowledge you've learned, maybe some jobs in the industry that you've learned about, whether you knew about them before or maybe you've never heard of them before. Just realizing all of the possibilities that are out there. And then look at where you are now. So what do you feel confident in? What do you feel a little unsure in? Where do you think you want to grow more? And then look at where you want to go. What are your goals for classes next year? What are your goals for a degree project? What are your goals after graduating? Where do you want to be? Because you get to make the decisions on how to get from where you are today to where you want to be in a year. You make those choices on what you do with that time. You may want to consider keeping a few of your textbooks from this year and next year. Now I've pulled out a few of mine as reference material. So an important lesson I learned in the program was that 2 years goes by super fast. You may have noticed how quickly this first year went by. So if you can, prepare over the summer. You will thank yourself on the other side of it. I really wish that I had done more in my summer between my first and second year to set myself up for a more successful second year. So make this summer a productive summer. Make a plan. Ask yourself, what classes did you like this year? And what direction do you think you want to go in? Do you think you want to focus on web, photo, video, audio, animation, maybe something else? So think about maybe some summer electives that you might want to take this year to work on those skills. The department typically offers photo seminars and audio seminars in the summer, but you can also look ahead to what classes you want to take next year in your fall and spring semesters. What skills do you want to get out of this program still? You can also check out lots of other things like LinkedIn Learning, formerly called lynda.com. That's free courses that you have access to as a UC student, and you get certifications at the end of many of them. So you can work at your own pace on those, learn new skills, advanced skills that you have. Think about building your experience. Your CV database, keep it current. It'll be a lot easier for you if you keep that current. When you have an opportunity, you can pull the stuff that you need, and you don't have to try to go back and recreate it then. You never know when a recruiter might reach out to you and say, hey, I think you'd be great for this position, send me your resume, and you want to get it to them quickly. Along with that, keep your LinkedIn profile up to date If you don't have one, you should definitely set one up. But you should all have one by now, I would assume. And you want to make sure you keep that up to date. Add all the experiences you may have had this year that you might have been too busy to add in. So another great thing to do over the summer is to start building creative habits if you haven't already. So you want to do something every day. You might have a few break days, but little by little, if you keep working on projects, you will build up a catalog of work that can go into your portfolio, or at the very least, help you to build your skills. You definitely also want to be active on social media. There's a lot of networking opportunities and just opportunities for creating content and posting it and building your brand. If nothing else, I would highly, highly recommend Instagram. A lot of creatives use it. So whichever social media platform you use, follow people who post content that you would like to post and learn from them. Follow those who post different things so you can kind of gather inspiration. Definitely follow Adobe students and the other Adobe accounts. They run contests and sweepstakes all the time, and they usually have like a monthly or weekly prompt that you can tag your work with to be featured or sometimes to win something. You can also check out the Adobe blog. They have articles, contests, some more, and there are a lot of other organizations and companies that run contests and sweepstakes. Sometimes you can get free cameras, free tablets, software, or just getting your work featured, so definitely check those out. Another thing you want to do is work on your portfolio this summer. Were there projects that you really liked from class this year that you thought turned out well, or maybe some that you liked but want to improve on before you put them in your portfolio? Or what projects can you develop with your creative habits over the summer? You can create projects for mock clients. I've done some brochures and things along with some websites that weren't actually for someone, but I pretended that they were, just so you can practice your skills and put those in your portfolio to show future employers or clients what kind of work you can do. When degree project comes, you're not going to want to have to worry about your portfolio, so if you get it ready this summer, kind of keep it up to date as you progress through the year, then it'll be ready, and you'll just have to make some minor updates to it. And the same goes with your CV database and resume. Have them up to date now, keep them up to date, so you aren't scrambling to try to do everything all at once during degree project. So that brings me to degree project. Your first idea will not be the one that you go with, but you have to start thinking of ideas and start somewhere. My first idea was for this epic music video with gorgeous shots, a cellist, a ballerina, a full-on Piano Guys adjacent video, and way more than I could pull off. Also, it was winter during degree project, so everything outside was dead and brown, so you might want to keep in mind the time of year that you will be shooting if you're going to do photo or video project. But several ideas later, I landed on my final degree project idea. So my final degree project was telling the stories of musicians and dancers through written stories and photographs on a website. Notice that I didn't start with a website about. The key to your degree project, or any media project, is starting with the story and then determining what medium will best tell the story and best deliver the story to your target audience. So a big part of that is keeping in mind who your target audience is, how they consume media, and would best hear the story. A few other tips: do not procrastinate. This is a big project, guys. There's a lot riding on it. You don't want to wait until the last minute. You just don't. And get help if you need it. You are the project manager on this project. That does not mean you have to do every little part of the project yourself. That was one of the biggest lessons I learned because I tried to do too much of my project myself, and my project suffered because of it. So get your team together, get the help you need to develop a great project. Back all of your work up. You want to set up OneDrive. You have free access, free unlimited access to that as a UC student. So set that up this summer if you haven't already. Back up everything on there. And also get at least two external hard drives to also back up your work. You want to have your work saved all over the place because every year at least one person's computer fails during degree project and you don't want it to be yours. So back your work up. And also keep your paperwork in order. At the end of a degree project, there's some paperwork that you have to get together. So if you keep that in order throughout your project, it'll just make everything a lot smoother. And so my next chapter after graduating was my transition to the Bachelor of Technical and Applied Studies program. So after completing my degree in electronic media, I considered a few different options in terms of pursuing a bachelor's degree and continuing my education. thought about going to main campus. There are several programs down there for media. I ultimately decided on the Bachelor of Technical and Applied Studies program, which at the time was offered at UC Blue Ash and UC Claremont. They are now transitioning this program to UC Online, and that was where the program will be offered. So I'll share a little bit about the program. It should still be pretty similar. It'll just be completely online now. So this program offers lots of workplace skills. It helped me to better understand the jobs of others in the companies that I might work at in the future, understanding what the human resource people are doing, understanding those in various different departments, and understanding those who work in different fields, because as media professionals, we might be doing websites or brochures or video, etc. for people in lots of different industries. And so this has helped me to just gain a better understanding of what some other people's jobs are like. I also got used to paperwork, and there were plenty of adaptable projects in areas where you can focus your coursework towards the industry that you're in. So that was really nice about the program. And this program just helped me to expand my skill set and make me a more well-rounded professional. So that's just a brief overview of some thoughts I wanted to share with you all. Feel free to reach out anytime with any questions that you have. I'm happy to try to help however I can. And also have for you a few additional resources that, they're on the screen here, but I'll also post them down below so you can actually click on the links. Some of the Instagram accounts you should check out, the Adobe blogs, the electronic media communications, faculty and staff, just in case you have misplaced their contact information. You can find all of them there. Also, a link for the Bachelor of Technical and Applied Studies program if you want more information on that, and a link to some study tips for online college classes that UC has produced. I found their tips to be pretty helpful. Just kind of reiterates what I talked about earlier, but also gives you some additional information. Hope you learned a little something. Hope you have a successful rest of the semester. These last few weeks have been a little crazy, and hope that you have a very successful second year in the program.